That's the funny thing too, is making money is the priority. Absolutely. That's why we do what we do in our businesses, to create the income we need to fund the life, right? Yeah, totally get it. And yet, if we don't work on the business, we will keep getting what we get, which isn't always what we need. So these are really these breath in moments to breathe out. I always feel that training is like breathing in, and doing is breathing out. So I hope that you'll get value. This is obviously a very, very important topic. There are a few things that I like to talk about more than leveraging and hiring true talent. So we'll go ahead and we will get started. And thank you for being here. You guys, when it comes to recruiting, selecting, training, leading, and motivating talented people, this is what Gary Keller did to build Keller Williams. When I think about how big Keller Williams is, and when I think about all the transactions that we do, is Gary Keller doing all of those deals? No. There's $1 billion a day being bought, sold through Keller Williams. And that is one heck of a sales team if I ever thought about one. And he is leveraging with someone like me, believe it or not. And did he hire me? Say no. No, he didn't. And I don't have to hire everybody that becomes a part of my organizations, do I? No, I have hired true talent that I trust and have trained and led and motivated to also then be great at training, hiring, and motivating as well. So we are always, as truly talented business owners, looking for ways to get things off our plate that we should not be doing so that we could focus on the 5 things. And I'm not going to put you all on the spot to say what are the 5 things, but I will tell you what they are during our time today too. And I have a video that I would like to go with as well. In fact, we will go ahead and do that. So Keller Williams, as you know, is built by agents for agents. No other real estate company can say that. No other major player was built by agents only for agents. A lot of times they try to go specifically towards the client, right? Or Remax, I remember when they were trying to recruit me for a while, they said, oh, you have the wrong model at Keller Williams. At Keller Williams, you're about agents and we are about the client. And I go, I love that. And yet I also think that that's incorrect, because in turn, can agents service the client without having the training? Can agents do their best fiduciary duty to the client without having proper systems, models, training? No. Coaching, right? No, they can't. And so real estate has experienced a seismic shift, is what this says, in a short amount of time, bringing our industry and our business into a new era. And that is that realtors really do need to be running it like a business. And if you're not running it like a business, then you're running it like a practice. All right. There's a difference between a practice like a doctor's practice, and then there's a difference between that and like a hospital. How much more can a hospital offer the patients than a practice? Say a whole dang lot, right? And so when I think about what it takes to provide our clients with the most value, with the most experience, with the most tenure, with the most impressive businesses, there's no way that you can do that on your own. So there's 197 things that a realtor must do in order to do this business effectively. Did you know that? 197 things. They've actually lined it all out. And if you tried to line out 197 things, you would have a hard time actually knowing all the different things that we do on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis to do our business as well, right? And here's a little video that talks about career visioning and what we're going to discuss a lot of today, all right? Here, we'll go ahead and play this.
Hello, my name is Leslie Vanderdanst. I'm the Director of HR and Recruiting at Keller Williams Realty International. As you know, talent is the #1 ingredient to success. That's why we are excited to
Can you guys hear it okay?
new course.
Not really. It's
No?
kind of short.
Hold on.
The Keller Personality Assessment.
hold on. Maybe what I'll do, how would I do that better, Mike?
You can share a screen and then share
I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna minimize my screen for a second. It gets scary when we do this. Let me see if I can go back and discuss through others. Here. Sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing on my screen real quick, but hold on. So I know I will do this. Boom. Share screen. And I will do.
Add the audio, bottom left box.
Yes, so share computer sound. Boom. All right, can you guys see my screen really quick?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna make this full screen. And now, hopefully, you will have volume. So watch out for your volume. It could be too loud if I make it on your screen. So here you go.
Hello, my name is Leslie Vanderganst. I'm the Director of HR and Recruiting at Keller Williams Realty International. As you know, talent is the #1 ingredient to success. That's why we are excited to be launching a new course, Career Visioning, in partnership with the Keller Personality Assessment. Career Visioning is taking a holistic approach to finding talent, whether you are recruiting talent to your market center or hiring talent for your team. Rather than spending a substantial amount of time learning how to analyze behavior, scrutinizing bell curves and asterisks, and then labeling someone based on numbers, the course empowers you to look at the entire candidate and focus on the process of understanding a potential candidate's learned traits as well as their hardwired traits. In career visioning, you can master the art and science of becoming a career consultant, adding value to every single person you put through the process, something that truly speaks to our culture. In addition to career visioning, the Keller Personality Assessment, or the KPA, is a comprehensive personality assessment exploring 7 behavioral traits and 4 thinking traits. With this assessment, you'll not only look at how a person acts, but how a person processes ideas and thoughts. And as a career consultant, you will be able to leverage the plug-and-play consulting and interview tools that are automatically generated through the KPA. These tools streamline and simplify the process, allowing you to keep your focus where it should be, on your candidate or recruit. The KPA monthly subscription will give each market center unlimited access to the reports and guides. We know that the KPA and career visioning will be a huge asset to you, your market center, and your associates. Find great talent, subscribe to the KPA, and enroll in career visioning today.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop share. I'm gonna come back. Can you guys see me all right? All right, so what I love about that video and what I love about some of the things that it brings to light is, I mean, how cohesive was that little video? Wasn't that fantastic? I love that video. And you can go on to Keller Williams University, or not Keller Williams University, you can go actually into Keller Williams YouTube channel and you can just type in career visioning and it will pull up this video for you. So just so you know, this is able to watch this again because that triangle, some of those images of the behavioral traits, and basically the process of this is massive. It is so important for you to know this inside and out so that you can be blessed by what it entails, all right? And before career visioning, it was called Recruit Select, right? And that was because we were recruiting talent and selecting talent so that we could train, lead, motivate. And the full course was actually a 4-day course. It was Recruit, Select, Train, Lead, Motivate. And those were done by, over probably even 2. Each time I took it, I've taken it like 4 times. Each time the first half was taught by somebody and the second half was taught by someone else. So I've taken it from John Davis, I've taken it from Madison Offenhauser, all these different guys, and it was so powerful to learn different ways of being able to recognize and being able to identify people with the right behavioral traits. Because honestly, that's how we behave is who we are. You are what you do. Right? And so let's continue. I'm going to scoot forward on my PowerPoint here. Let me see if I can do that.
is taking a holistic approach to finding talent.
All right. I say, this is my quote, I say the greatest investment anyone can make is in a person. And so we all like to think about investing in real estate, or we all like to think about investing in stocks or bonds or, digital currencies or whatever it is. But guess what? Gary taught me this statement in a way, and I am ripping it off and duplicating it and making it my own. And Diana, did you have a comment there at all? Or did you have any statement? It looked like you were about to say something. Okay. Well, a revolution in real estate. Okay, so I really want you to think about this. So many people out there are working at a job that has a ceiling. Truly talented people have great jobs most of the time already. Yet, those ceilings hold them back from doing what they want, what they love, what they're excited about. And so once I learned that all of the 197 things that I was doing in real estate, there was a bunch of them I suck at. There was a bunch of them I don't want to do. And I found out that other people would love those things and or be excited about those things. And I remember my first full-time transaction coordinator that I actually brought onto my team rather than leveraging with somebody else that could do real estate transaction coordinating for like the office, let's say. Later, Mike.
See ya.
Have a good day. When it comes to I remember taking a big stack of papers and being like, these are my files right now. I do not have time. I need your help. She had already been a proven, transaction coordinator that I had used. But I remember coming over and I put that on her desk and she was like, all right. Like excited about a huge, big old stack of files that like she couldn't wait to go through and find all the missing signatures and find all the things that were wrong. And she was excited. And I'm like, holy crap, this is, it was a huge defining moment for me. And I want you to understand that there are people that love doing the things that you hate, right? And that is the essence behind what it looks like and what it means to you for the future of your business. Because if you are doing it all, and in fact, watch this, 70% of the workforce in America, this is a true stat, 70%, or it's about 72, maybe 73, I don't know, it fluctuates, but 70-ish% of the workforce in America hate their boss. Did you know that? And so if you consider that, you go, wow, 70%. And I bet you could just start looking at your best friends or start looking at the people you hang out with the most, and you go, yeah, you know what? The last time I talked with them, they hate their job. Now, are they an empire level builder talent? Are they an empire builder level talent? Maybe not. But have they had the leadership that has unveiled their true potential either? Probably not either. So this is where the rubber meets the road, is for us to look at this opportunity of finding talent to create the opportunity they need, to create the career potential they would love alongside you. And you have to become the leader that can lead truly talented people. So here we go. The agent experience is something that I want you guys to also consider too. And I put this in here very purposefully because you're a realtor, very likely, or you're an agent with our office, or you are an admin with Keller Williams. And we care a lot about your life. It's not about real estate for me anymore. It isn't. It's about changing lives and creating a phenomenal, incredible, great, wonderful experience for you, for your family, for your legacy, for your vision of what you want your life to be about. So it isn't about hiring as much as it is about career visioning, because our careers fund our life. Okay? Now watch this. If you don't have an assistant, you are the assistant. If you don't have a marketing person, you are the marketing person. If you don't have a showing assistant, then you're showing a lot of property. If you don't have a listing specialist, you're the one that goes on every single listing appointment and does all the listing paperwork and does all of the listing input and does all the listing marketing. Do you understand what I'm saying? Well, and look, I brought a hat. because you know me in hats, right? That's kind of one of my things. When I go to events, everybody knows me for my hats. Now, I brought this hat today because I want you to realize you're wearing a lot of hats. And guess what? A lot of agents are extremely proud of that fact. A lot of agents are very proud of the fact that they do it all. I do it all. And you know what we call those? Shining knights, or shining knight syndrome, if you will, where they are the all be all. And you know what sucks? They stay in that mode because they're proud of it. And it's too bad, because I have a life worth living while doing real estate and or having a team that does the real estate, because they love it and I love it, because it's a coaching and training and a really well-oiled machine at this point. Now, for you, you might be just looking to make your first hire, or you might be looking to change the talent you have for bigger, better talent. Or you might realize you have made a bad hire and you need to grow into a better understanding of how to hire real people that are motivated beyond the normal people. And Gary says it this way: you can't motivate unmotivated people. Okay? Now, I say this: replace yourself. Replace yourself. We are all wearing too many hats in the business, and really we should be focusing on 5 things. All right, now if there was a bunch of people in this class, I might be willing to ask, what are the 5 things? Do you guys want to try to take a stab at it? Mark, Lindy, Dana? Mark, go ahead and unmute yourself real quick. Can you unmute yourself? Maybe not. Okay. I remember when I was reading the MREA book for the first time, and I was realizing that all of the things that we do every day that sap our time from what's most important. So if you are a single agent and you're wanting to grow, when, Mark, you're unmuted. There you are.
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you want to take a stab at the 5 things you should be doing?
As an agent, it's to lead generate, lead follow-up, go on appointments, negotiate contracts, and scripts and role play.
All right. Now, I take that 5th one and I kind of mold that into, leading the team. Okay. Because scripts and dialogues are part of leading the team. Now, I also think that the 5th one, the little pinky there, should be hiring talent. A true business is always looking for great talent. So you are absolutely right. You nailed it. Those were really well said. And you deserve an applause, Mark. That was really well said. And thank you for that. Now, when it comes to what Mark just said, he's right. Scripts and dialogues are what we say to the client, and that's extremely important. But what we say to our staff, what we say to our leadership team, what we say to each other in business is just as important, if not more important, right? So these 5 things that we're talking about, the one that we're focusing on today is career visioning for you and your people on where you want to go. How big do you want to go? And for what reasons, right? And so I have a couple slides on here too that talk about our mission, values, and beliefs. You've heard me talk about it before, your MVVBP, your mission, your vision, your values, beliefs, and perspective. And every company needs to have those things. So if you haven't written yours, schedule some time with me and we can write yours, okay? And those things help you identify, those mission, vision, values, beliefs, and perspective help you identify who is going to be a great fit for that same mission, that same vision, that same values, that same beliefs, that same perspective, right? So like my team, the McCall team, with my mom and I, when we built this, it started out that the McCall team is really a ministry operating as a real estate team that's dedicated to the financial and spiritual wealth to all involved. That was kind of our perspective. That was what was written out, was because we just want to love people the way, I believe God loves us. And so that was kind of our ministry, right? Now, when it comes to you and your business, you get to choose, you get to decide who's going to align with your company. And guess what? If they don't align with that kind of a mission, it's probably not going to be a good fit. If they don't align with your perspective of who you are, then that's probably not a good fit. So this creates extreme clarity, okay? And remember, at the very beginning, that cool little video I played, behavior is how we act. And our actions are what makes us who we are. You are who you are based upon what you do. Remember when I said that in the very beginning? And so we want to find out real quickly what someone's actions are, what their behaviors are, what their habits are, what their track record is. And that's what career visioning does. Career visioning helps us enter in with very proven systems, proven models, proven tools that help us determine whether someone is right for entering our business. And even if they're not right for entering our business, do we still love on that person? Do we still appreciate that person? Do we still, look for ways to help them get what they want? Absolutely. Because guess what? When you invest in someone, like in the very beginning of this class, to invest in someone is the greatest investment, the person. And when we invest in people, when we meet with them, it isn't about if we find out right away it's not a fit, right? When we still bring them into the vision of where we're headed in our business, it's exciting to them nonetheless. And guess what? They might know someone who would be a great fit. You always love on those people that are part of this in this process. And I'm going to share with you the way I do it, because it's taking from career visioning, but I also tweak it in a way to make it part of my organization. And guess what? I can do that because I've done it a lot and I've found out what works, and it's my dang company. And guess what? You have your company. You have your business. And guess what? It's a business of systems and standards and models. And so this is one of those things that's great that Keller Williams is providing to you, so that you can choose how you want to manipulate it to follow this model. Now, if you follow it perfectly, great. If you make it manipulated a little bit over time, great. But guess what? Do it the way it's written first, and then you will be able to determine whether or not it needs to be tweaked for you and your business, all right? Now, in good company, it says, in good company, talent wants to be surrounded by other talent. And I tell you, I mean, I could probably spend 3.5 hours on just this one topic. In fact, you know what? Everybody take a big, deep breath. Stand up where you are. Hey, take a deep breath. Now, the reason I do that is because I want you to be all in right now. So I hope that you're all in. All right. Now, I can't see your faces, and it kind of stinks for me because I don't know if this is coming across well to you at all. But if you can, maybe write in the comments, say, I'm all in, Tim, exclamation point. Okay. So I would love it if you guys could do that, because we're about to get into some really important parts of what career visioning is about. And I need you guys to go in there and go, I'm all in, Tim. So Dana, Lindy, Maddie, Nancy, go ahead and type in there, I'm all in, Tim, if you would. All right? Because talent wants to be surrounded by other talent. So if you don't do it and you're not here, that's fine. The people that'll watch this later hopefully will be all in, and that will be helpful to me to know that I'm actually making a difference. So Maddie, thank you. Nancy, awesome, thank you. And here's that comment I made. There are 197 things that we must do in order to be a great business in real estate. All right, Dana, thank you for doing that. Awesome. And you are no longer just a realtor. You must become the leader that talent can follow. Okay? Now, you could be an admin. I see you on here, right? You're amazing. I love seeing you in the office every day, and I can tell that you are learning based. Okay? You're awesome. Now, you can be a leader in your role, can you not? Right? Now, watch this. You are no longer just an administrative assistant. You're no longer just a director of operations. You are someone that can create incredible opportunity for people. Anybody in the role can. If you look out there and you see the opportunity for somebody like Mark's business, okay, you're a part of, he's brought you into Mark's business, right? Yeah. So when you think about Mark's business and what he needs, it's easy for an outsider like yourself to come into the business and go, oh, this doesn't run very efficiently. check, right? This doesn't work very well, check. And guess what? It starts to be very fun and exciting when you start filling in those gaps. But not all of those things are going to be your favorite things to do. Yet you start being able to jot down the things that you might not like, or you might not be the best at, or you might not want to be doing, or don't think that honestly your time is efficient enough in that category to do. And then you go, you know what? We're going to build another role in the future. This is going to be a person that handles all these other things that I hate. All right. So you are no longer just a realtor or just a admin or just a director of operations. You must become the leader that talent will follow. All right. I am not the Tim McCall that started in real estate 10 years ago. All right. Yes, I've been in sales, and yes, I had run a sales team before, and yes, I was very motivated and fired up and bring all the energy that I always do, like this, right? Okay, now, what I will say, though, is I was nowhere near as confident in real estate, and I was nowhere near as knowledgeable as I am now about what talent looks like. I was also, I made bad hires. I learned those hard mistakes, and that's part of career visioning. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. So we are creating jobs. Are we? No. I say no, we're not. Okay? You're not creating jobs. I think of a job as a lame term. What are we doing? We are building careers. Okay? Career visioning. Sound familiar, right? Career visioning. These are not jobs. You do not have a job. Actually, we could say it this way, and then this is part of career visioning. Your job, Mark or Maddie, is the 5 things. Those technically are your job, right? The building of the business and the building of your career potential is the other side of that. So really, talent is looking for no limits. When I say talent wants to be surrounded by other talent, when I sit in an interview with somebody and I'm sitting across from them and I'm acting like this, let's say, and I'm like, okay, so tell me, what motivates you? What gets you really fired up? What gets you really excited? And they're like, I don't know. Okay, I'm probably not sitting across from talent. Does that make sense? Or they've never had a leader that's poured into them. They've never been inspired to a degree that they even know what they want. And that's heartbreaking to me. So I take that moment to be like, all right, this is a job that's going to require somebody that's identical to me. I need somebody that can be me when I'm not there. You think you can be me? Right? Sometimes I say that just to shake it up a little bit. They don't know what to do necessarily, but I've sat in a lot of interviews and I've worked with the KPA a lot, and I can look at a KPA and I can already know whether they took it seriously or not. And I'm not going to go all the way into the KPA right now, but guess what? In our series that we're going to do, we will be. We're going to be covering the KPA in detail, and career visioning is something you should take it from not John Davis anymore, but I would say like all of the top people. Ben Kinney teaches career visioning. That guy changes the world. And he started out as a Comcast cable installer. Okay, he was a Comcast cable installer in his mid-20s, and he was like, drinking beer on the weekends with his friends, but he grew up in a really tough situation. And then he read the MREA book, and he had a major defining moment. And the guy is almost a billionaire now. He owns like 5 different companies. Happy Grasshopper, he owns that. He built Brivity from nothing. He is like an insanely amazing guy, and I feel honored to call him a partner in Keller Williams. It's like super cool. Now, talent is looking for no limits. So if I'm sitting across from the table and they're a really rock star talented person, and I'm like, dude, you know what this means? You know what this means is if you align with our company, if I bring you into my world over the next 30, 60, and 90 days, and if you prove to be who I see in front of me today, if this isn't all a sham and you actually are who you are, then guess what? There's no limits. There's no limits to how far we can go. And they're like, what do you mean no limits? It's like, well, let's say we sold every house in all of Springfield. Imagine if we sold all the houses in Springfield, all, 1,000 deals that close a month, right? They'd be like, wow, that would be insane. I'm like, do you know how much money that would be? And I could do the calculations, let's say, right? Okay, 1,000 deals a month, and we did all those all year, and no one else could win. And we were just number one for everything. First of all, we'd have no time. But secondly, we'd have to have a huge company, would we not? Like a Keller Williams office, maybe. There you go. They call me the team leader, right? And if I'm the team leader, all the agents in here are my clients. Okay? Because a leader looks at his people as the goal to meet. A leader looks at the people in his organization and says, what they want matters to me so much that I'm going to push them towards what they are desiring, what they are wanting for their life. And that also, we're building careers. So these are careers that have no limits. Could my director of operations become a regional director of Keller Williams? Say yes. They can. They can. And could my buyers specialist become the CEO of my company at some point? Yeah. And guess what? He very well will be. Mauro on my team is the best buyer's agent anybody could ask for. He is the most trustworthy. He's the most on it. He's the most focused. He's the most learning-based individual that I've probably met in Keller Williams. And he just is so great. And he just does such a fantastic job with all of our buyers. And yet, he will probably become the CEO of the McCall team at some point. Cool. Right? Now, how much money will he be making at that point? Maybe you can meet with me and I'll tell you. But I'm not going to tell you now. So, if you can afford, listen to this, if you can afford to hire talent, it is your duty to become the leader that they need to go as big as they are capable of. And that's my quote. Me. Now, did you hear that? If you're working with talent, it's your job. Or if you can afford a talented person, because I always say this too, great companies are always searching for great talent. Not only that, but great companies are always hiring good talent, great talent, right? Okay, so become the leader that they need so that they get to go as big as they want it to be. Gary used to say in a similar fashion to this, that he's a basketball. His vision for Keller Williams when it was only about 5,000 agents is a basketball. And guess what? Everybody inside its vision was like a golf ball. So he could fit a lot of people, a lot of golf balls in their businesses inside the basketball, right? And then he had to expand that vision to like a beach ball, because guess what? All those little golf balls started growing into basketballs, right? And so as your company grows, so your talent vision gets bigger, because you're investing in them. You are sending them to career visioning. Maddie, you being on here, right? You are being invested in because you are technically being paid in a way to attend this class, right? And just by being part of this class, the vision for your career in this business could be growing. And if you're having a mental breakthrough on going like, holy crap, he's right, I can do anything. And you're like, yeah, you could. You need to get licensed. You need to get, you need to start looking for other people that should be joining the team and the company. And not that they would, but guess what? If you set up an interview for Mark, that would be killer. Say, hey, you know what? I met this guy at Starbucks. The guy is phenomenal. He's so fun and he's so engaging and he's super professional. He's super on it. He's the manager there. And honestly, he'd be great. Wouldn't you want to work alongside somebody like that? Okay, so talent is looking for no limits. That guy might be studying to become a nurse or something. He could be how much do nurses make? A lot. They make a good income. And I'm not dissing a nurse or a doctor, okay? And yet, in real estate, we can make way more than a doctor. I just said Ben Kinney was a cable installer for Comcast, and now he's a billionaire. Okay? There are no limits. So hear me out when I say that. I really mean it. I'm not saying like, yay, there's no limits. No, I mean, look at me in the eye, and I'm telling you that there are no limits. Okay? So myself included, right? The most I had ever made before getting into real estate was like what? like almost, you know, $150,000, $180,000 a year, something like that. And, you know, to some that would be like, yeah, wow, great. I'm like, no, that's nothing in California. It sucks. Now, what I'll say is that after getting into real estate and having some great, huge years, my first years, I started seeing money flowing in that I never thought I could make. We're talking, you know, worldwide renowned surgeon kind of money, right? Where it's like, whoa. And so I started hiring people because I started taking career visioning and recruit select and all this stuff. And so I want you to be, but I realized I needed to become the dang leader for that talent to follow. True talent is not going to follow somebody, or they're not going to be led well by somebody who's less talent than they are. So how do you grow yourself? By going to epic things like Mega Camp, by rubbing shoulders with the best in the industry, by reading incredible books. That's why you always hear those crazy stats about how many books you should be reading, so that you can grow you, so that your business grows to the extent that you do. That's why reading is so important. And I suck at reading, so I have to listen to it in the car. I have to get books on tape. I have to listen to it on fast speed. I have an app on my phone. I mean, I could even show it to you right now, but I'm so dyslexic that I have to, like, email makes me want to cry, right? So every time I get an email, I feel like I'm getting a chore. And so I actually go into my email and I actually can highlight the text, and then I can, hey, speak, and it will read, my phone will read to me in an Australian accent the text of it, so that I'm not missing it, because I don't want to take the dang time. I'm moving too fast. I can't sit there and read a dissertation email from somebody who's trying to sue me or whatever. Sucks. So I have to learn different ways to become more effective, right? And then I realized I could hire somebody to be completely in control of my email, so I don't actually do it all. So they can just tell me what's actually pertinent to me and give me the synopsis, so that I know what I can do in a minute rather than an hour, right? And I want you to hear this. You ready? This has got to be one of the biggest quotes of today. All right, be all in again. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. There are 1,440 minutes in a day. And some people cash those same minutes in for a whole lot more than others. And I'll tell you, I would never have been able to do the level of business that I do. I would never have been able to do the number of serving the number of people and families and helping them buy and sell those houses without the support and staff and leadership team that we've created over the years. Because our clients and everyone else's clients deserve to have a phenomenal real estate experience. And guess what? A lot of them don't. A lot of them have a horrendous real estate experience. And so I've always felt that it's my job to go all in to create a great team, so that we can create a great experience for as many dang people as possible, to rescue them from all the crap out there. And you know what I'm talking about. And guess what? The longer you're in real estate, the more jaded you get about how bad a lot of realtors are there. So guess what? It is your duty. I said, if you can't afford to hire talent, you better, because you and your business and they deserve it. True talent needs this great opportunity. And so get on it. All right. So an evolution in education. Interesting. What are you talking about, Tim? Well, as the #1 training organization in the world, did you know that? Keller Williams is the #1 training organization in the world across all industries. And so as that, Gary Keller knew that we had to become a training and coaching organization in order for our talented agents to have the breakthroughs, to have the growth, in order to become the businesses they needed to be in order to serve more clients. Duh. I mean, that was brilliant. I mean, honestly, that was well said. So once you make a great hire, you must follow the KW's lead. You must follow what KW has done and become the training and coaching company for your people. I misspelled that, so you know that I actually created this PowerPoint, because I said you. All right. Your people deserve all of your leadership and your talent and your training and your coaching. I'm doing it right now. And it sucks that we only have, like, what, 4 of you on here? That's just ridiculous. Can you feel the energy and the passion I have for this? right? And guess what? Hopefully, as we push this out potentially through the, the Facebook group, I want that for you. I want what I have for you. I want that. And that's why I'm a team leader. I wouldn't, because it's not about real estate for anybody anymore. It's growing a business. It's about creating a client experience. Wait, what? It's about a client experience. When you log into Amazon, that's a client experience. When you log into Netflix, that's a client experience. When you log into Disney Plus, that's a client experience, because you get to customize it. You get to choose what you want to watch from it. You get to get the analytical data back from Netflix about, hey, you liked these 4 shows. Guess who? All the other people that watched those 4 shows loved this show. So you're going to love it, right? So these are client experiences. Your Google account, that's a client experience. And guess what? Keller Williams is creating the biggest, baddest, most juggernaut client experience that will ever exist in real estate, because it's just going to keep getting better. Isn't that exciting? And you are a part of it right now. And it's sad when people leave Keller Williams because they didn't see the dang vision, or they weren't culture. We'll just say that. Maybe they didn't align with their culture. But guess what? That's part of career visioning too, isn't it? So leverage the market center. Leverage this office. How many trainings are we doing all the time? It's like too many trainings. Well, guess what? Maybe there are too many trainings for you, but not for your leadership team. Maybe there are ones like Mega Camp. Mega Camp is like a customizable, choose your own adventure. It's like, I want to learn about this, and this. And guess what? You get to do that adventure. You get to go to those different screens. And I want that for all of our agents. And I want for agents that aren't with us yet, that are having, the same kind of a life that I used to have, that are like too busy. They're out of control. Their business is running them. And they don't even really consider it that. And I want them to come to something like Mega Camp so they can get the training, right? So leverage the market center and KWRI. Man, Keller Williams International has put out more Zoom calls, more, virtual training in the last 6 months than I could possibly imagine. And I've probably a fingernail clipping of all the training that's been put out there. But guess what? I can leverage with my team, can't I? This is huge. This is huge. All right. Like, look, there are 40 hours of live trainings per month. 40 hours of live trainings per month. 1,200 plus hours of on-demand training happening. That's pretty impressive. And over 68 unique courses available. Career visioning is one of them. Bold, Ignite. I mean, you could keep going. There's so many. It's a little bit insane. That's why we're the #1 training organization in the world. You can get too far, too deep, and not actually do any of the business, but you can actually have what? Your team doing that. I hope this is sinking in. Okay. So let's talk about the KPA. The KPA is a personality assessment, and I'm not going to go real deep in it, but I do KPAs all the time with people that are considering joining our office, right? So here's this gal, Liz. And Liz is a broker with another brokerage, and she is a somebody who's considering joining us, right? And I'm excited about that because she's very knowledgeable, and she's also, but look at this. If I actually go here, she is a medium fit as a single agent. The KPA is almost nothing when I actually receive it. But once I go through it, that's when it gets exciting. When I go through it with them, that's when it becomes tangible. When I go through the KPA and actually administer what this report is with them, that's when I actually gain the relationship. That's when I actually learn about them. The KPA, and I mean, remember, this is just an overall course about what career visioning is, because we are learning about behaviors. We are learning about this person sitting across from us. We are learning who they are to see if they are a good fit and if they can rise as a learning-based individual with our organization. And so this only becomes valid and or valuable at all once I've gone through it with them and I realize now who they are and they acknowledge that, oh yeah, that's definitely me. That's definitely me. Oh, this one, that's not me. I says, you know, Liz enjoys working with tools, structures, and things. She can think about and visualize how systems work. She can use technology solutions to solve problems. It will be a relatively easy for her to deal with engineering, technical, mechanical, and structural types of problems. That's pretty specific, wouldn't you say? Let's say she says, nah, I hate that stuff. If I had just read the dang document, I would have believed that to be true, wouldn't I? No, it only becomes valuable once I go, wow, oh, wow. So you're not that way. Scratch it out. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how accurate or inaccurate would you say that is? Oh, well, that's, I'd say that's like a 3. I go, okay, 3. I write 3. And then I say, well, what would make it a 10? If you were to rewrite this statement under the spatial visualization category, what should it say? You're like, well, I actually hate technology. I like paper. You go, okay, you like paper. Okay, already I'm starting to cringe. Right? I'm high. Yep, hear me. I'm starting to cringe because I want somebody who's really techie. And it said that they could be technically, technical solutions solve problems. Already major red flag. And so I say, how many books are you reading around, structural or things or mechanical? Do you like watching things on YouTube for, mechanical stuff? Or when you visualize things, are you talking about when you go into an open house and you can visualize walls being moved? She's like, oh yes, I'm really good at that. I'm really good at seeing what's there and knowing the potential of a property. I go, okay. So it's not technical, it's actually more structural. She goes, yeah, oh yeah, that's much better, right? So the KPA, the only reason I'm saying all of that, the whole reason I just brought all that to the surface is because this is stupid until I go through it. And the KPA unearths their behaviors. It unearths the way she talks to me. It unearths the way that she responds to my questions. It unearths the way that I'm going to see them. Because honestly, in an interview, are you like on your best behavior? Say yes. Right? And are you doing your best to be a rock star to potentially get the job? Say yes, right? And so if they're like the way I just described, then it's probably not going to be a fit. And yet I'm also going to love that person. And I'm also going to go, okay, so, what are you interested in? What do you love? When you're not working, what do you do? Oh, I knit. Oh, you knit? Yes. Oh, I love knitting. And I go, okay, cool. Are you part of a group? Oh, no, I used to back home, but I moved here and now I'm, you're like, all right, well, would you like to join a group of knitting? Oh yeah, I love that. I love that. So what am I doing? I am entering into that person and I'm going to go, hey, I actually have some people in my database that do a knitting club. Would you like their contact information? Wow, that was loud. And so you can enter into that person. So I want you to hear that from me, that the person across the table from you, just because they are not necessarily a fit for you and your business, doesn't mean that you can't be a great option, can't be a great help, can't be a great referral partner with them. All right. So it goes over their operating style. It gives you all kind of how they make decisions, their ideal environment, their ideal supervisor. Now that's pretty cool. So if I read hers, and I'm not going to, Liz enjoys mental challenges and the independence to organize and coordinate projects using her own methods of process. So guess what? If I give her a tool, or not a tool, if I give her a task or a job or something important, I'm going to give it to her and I'm going to step away to let her go do it in the most efficient way possible, hopefully. But I'm also going to keep track a little bit, right? She responds well to delegated responsibility of her task management work. She has less interest in taking charge of complex people problems and persuasive activities because her natural need for change. So she likes to change things up. She would hate to sit at a desk all day and do transaction coordinating work, right? So if I'm hiring for a transaction coordinator or a marketing specialist, and I heard that, I would be like, well, maybe not for that job, which is hence why, if you look here, she's a medium fit. And I'm going through all the categories of the high intensity, the medium intensity, and the low intensity categories of what a single agent needs to be good at so that they can do the job well and enjoy it, right? Because what's our mission in Keller Williams, and what's the mission of my own team even? To build careers worth having and businesses worth owning, having legacies worth leaving, having experiences worth giving, and lives worth, all that stuff. That is the mission. And so would I want to hire this person and put them in a job they're going to hate just because I need the role? No, no. And that will save you a ton of time and energy. And here we go. Let's keep going. All right. ABR, always be recruiting. Now, ABR stands for recruit select when I first took recruiting. So it was recruiting, right? And as a team leader, I am tasked with growing the office. And a lot of that entails recruiting other agents to come. But I always say, always be attracting now. So ABA. ABA is always be attracting. Why? Because you attract who you are. You attract who you're trying to become. You attract who you're striving to be. And that's what I want for you. That's what I'm hoping for you, is that it becomes about what you are and where you're headed. Dana, did you have something to say there? Oh, maybe not. Oh, she muted herself. Okay. Oh, and in fact, let me do this. I'm going to share my screen just to give you an example of, go out of here, close this, and pull this up. Perfect. And now I shall share. Boom, boom, share. Aha. So check this out. This is the Always Be Recruiting task for checklist for when I hire someone. And I built this checklist straight out of Recruit Select originally. And now it's a little bit different, but I wanted you to see that it takes, now there's my McCall team, right? The McCall team and the candidate. So I plan and define my needs. I do my missing persons report, if you will, find out exactly the kind of person I'm looking for. And then I go and find the candidate. I follow the scripts that are in career visioning to hopefully attract and find and unearth talent that might be interested in an opportunity. And then I conduct the exploratory recruiting call. So I check online presence, I look at their social media, I see just genuinely around who they kind of are in the social media world, so that I can go, okay, red light, green light. All right, did I like what I saw? Did I'm like, no way, forget it. I'm not hiring a blah, blah, blah person for this kind of a role. I'm not going to go down all that stuff. But they send over their resume, let's say, and they reply, and then we reply with the disc. Now the disc is something that we're doing less of because they changed the way it's done. Tony Robbins used to have this killer disc profile that would take them 15 to 18 minutes to fill out, and then we got this beautiful report about their communication style. Well, we're using more and more of the KPA and less of the disc, but still very valuable. Even if you just did the dang disc, it would at least help you understand that you have a communication style with somebody. But anyway, receive the disc. We go over their communication style. We set the first interview with screening interview. And I mean, I could go through the way that we go through how we hire them and how we onboard them. And we do a side-by-side and we review their references and we go through their life story a little bit. And we set the third interview and we confirm the date. And then we make a judgment call, go, hey, we go deep on the references at this point. We ask those people that we have talked to before, or we ask anybody, and there's a whole script, and I have all the forms you would need. And Career Visioning as a booklet actually provides you everything you would want in the order that you would need in order to hire somebody very effectively. Isn't that great? Isn't that amazing? Like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, amazing, right? So You do the trial close with the expectations dialogue, and you obtain the commitment letter, and the final check. We do the last part of the job description so that clarity is power, and then we welcome them, and we set them up on the next steps, and we set the calendar of their first 100 days of what they do with our organization. I mean, how cool is that? I wish I knew this stuff way back in the beginning, and I'm giving it to you. And guess what? You got to be all in, though, right? That's that whole part about being all in. So I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to go back. Make this full screen. All right. So I will go back here. Perfect. Here's another little video. I don't think I'm going to play it, but guess what? It's Jen from our office is doing this video on the leverage series. In fact, I'll play a little. Oh, wait. I'd have to share it. I'd have to find it. Just so you know, when you go into the YouTube channel, you can click search, the little, magnifying glass, and just type career visioning, and this video pops up. And I highly recommend watching it because we're running out of time. So last but not least, I will go over here and I will go to the next slide. Boom. Their success is your success. So hear me when I say this, that if my people are failing, whose fault is that? It's my fault. It's my fault. And if my people aren't making enough money, everything rises and everything falls on leadership. And so in order for me to be the leader that they need to reach the goals and success that they need, or even the significance that they're looking for in their life, I have to become that leader, and I'm doing that as best as I can in this office to rise our office into what it needs to be in order to attract the right people, in order for us to grow with the right people, because guess what? Then there's no stopping us, baby, right? This is exciting because there's no stopping us when we follow these kinds of models. These are proven models. I just have to do them, and we will win, and we are. So exciting stuff. And so connect with your people. Having a 30-day plan, a 60-day plan, a 90-day plan, or even having that first 100 days before they actually fully get integrated into your company as a member and a part of your mission. Cool, right? Cool. So no matter where you are, put yourself in a productive learning environment. You have to be learning based because guess what? You're going to have to stay ahead of the talent you hired. Because if you find a rock star talented person, you're going to get in real big trouble real quick if they outlearn you. Are you hearing that? It's exciting though. And so we're the end-to-end. It's just the beginning. And I don't think there's any sound to this one, so I'm going to play this and I'm going to see if I can describe it. So the consumer, they're searching, their mortgage, their staging, their renovation. There's the agent, CRM says contract to close, all this stuff. All these things are happening all over the place. KW is putting those in order so that we can synchronize it all, so that it all comes together and has the ability to provide your client on their phone and your CRM system. And guess what? Those are the systems and tools we need to run our business. And where are we going to learn about all this stuff? Like places like Mega Camp, right? Because it's about the client experience, and your hire needs to be techie. I am making a personally new stand within Keller Williams leadership way up high, because I believe that the future realtors of our industry actually are going to start in the technology world. I believe that it's going to be truly techie people that are going to take the reins over all these lame agents who are like, I like houses. That sucks. Yes, great. You can like houses, but you're not going to be running a business unless you make that your focus. Truly. Okay, so people that are in tech are going to see that we are a tech company, and they're going to be the ones that I think are going to take Keller Williams way beyond everyone else. There's a lot of other real estate companies out there, but guess what? We're a tech company, and we're going to need to hire techie people. So my gift to you today, as we finish up, is that career visioning is about having standards for who you hire, having systems to follow in order for you to do a great job at it and for them to be very impressed by it. And then thirdly, we need to hire techie people. So we're going to get really good at that. And I'm excited about it because it's going to change the game. So I hope I brought enough energy for you, even though there's only 4 of you still on here. And that's just mind blowing. But We're going to get past it. There's so much going on. We want to be disruptive. We want to be agent first. We want to be innovative. We want to be disruptive. So we're deciding to provide you with the tools that are going to help you grow your business. And this is one of them. So lastly, you see, KW, where your business thrives, and Mega Camp. See who you have in your world that needs to see what Keller Williams is in a real exciting, fun way that you could bring. Okay? Be committed. Look in your world. Go, hey, you know what, Mom? You'd be great at real estate. You just got to come to this event and see what this is all about and just see what happens. Who knows? It could spark a whole new awesome thing for them. All right. Thank you for all of your attention. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. And reach out to me if we have not scheduled a lunch or a coffee or just a meetup in the office, or if you have never toured the facility yet. Reach out to me, dang it. I'm here for you guys. I work for you, so reach out to me. All right. Thank you. We'll talk very soon. Okay, guys. Have a great day.